Happy holidays and a happy new year to all you gooners out there. Let's get going. Welcome to episode 45 and the first episode of 2025 of the Clockenders podcast. I'm your host, Reginald Dino. Started off with a New Year's Day midday clash against Brentford, which was dubbed to be a difficult game because they don't. I believe the commentators said they have 24 points in total, and they've got 22 points of those 24 at home. So we went in there today. It was supposed to be a tough game. I guess it was a tough game in the first half. I think we made it a little tough on ourselves. Some of the player ratings, I should do first half and second half player ratings, but I won't. I'll do it all in one game. Surprise performances? I wouldn't say there were surprise performances. Usual suspects. Doing the usual suspect things. We'll get into that when we get into the player ratings. But all in all, a 3-1 win. Game was done pretty much after the third goal. No shit, right? But just the way they started to play in the second half was totally different from the first half. Brentford had more possession, and I know about possession. Mourinho said it best. You can have the possession, I'll take the points. So possession doesn't always equal wins, guys. Remember that. So possession was, I believe, 60-40 Brentford's way first half, and it was totally flipped the second half. It was 60-40 Arsenal's way in the second half. And being clinical in front of the nets and being clinical in the other team's 18 or final third, we finally were. So all in all, a good win to keep pace with Liverpool. Again, guys, I told you this a couple of shows ago, maybe even a couple of months ago. I haven't done a show in about 2 games now. I was doing some year-end stuff at work. I wasn't even watching the games, honestly. But we're back now. But I told you guys a couple of games ago, that we're at the period now. We're at the point of the season now. We're at the point of our chase for an EPL championship that we now have to depend on other teams to beat teams. And we have to now, we're going into a weekend where we have to hope that Manchester United can get a result against Liverpool. Like, look where we are right now as Arsenal fans. Manchester United. Clown club. And you Manchester United fans out there, guys, if you're a Man United fan out there listening to this or watching this, guys, you haven't been relevant since Ferguson. Maybe I'll give you Mourinho, but even Mourinho will tell you that team that he had was garbage. It was a miracle. What he did at United at Old Trafford was a miracle, coming in second and winning Europa that year. He said it was a miracle with that team. He said that was his greatest accomplishment in football, was getting them into second place and winning the Europa League. That's how bad he without coming out and saying how bad they are, that's what he was saying. Haven't been relevant since then. A lot of Manchester United fans out there, Saturday morning, they're the first people you hear. And I don't know why. They're awful to watch. The first person, you wake up in the morning, we pick up your phone, the first person that says something, Saka's hurt. Yeah, good luck, you guys. A Man United fan? You guys should be hiding. You guys should be hiding right now. But anyways, so Man United fans, just please stop. It's enough now. It's enough. You're closer to relegation than you are, well, anyways. Whatever. I think they're 7 points away from relegation. The teams that are fighting for relegation, 7 points. And they play Liverpool, I think, next. And then I think 2 games from now they play Arsenal. That's the last time you're going to hear about Man United on this show until we smash them in a couple of weeks. But anyways, guys, player ratings. like I said in the intro, I mean, I should give first half ratings and second half ratings because they'd be totally different. And when we get up to the forward line, you'll see what I'm saying. And now that I'm watching Martinelli, and it's Martinelli I'm talking about. Now that I'm watching him, maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's not his fault. Maybe he's a victim of structure. And when I say structure, it's echoing some of the things that former players are saying now. Ronaldinho, I believe, said it. I forget some of the other players that have said it as well. It's like we don't have individual flair. We don't have a Ronaldinho. We don't have a Diego Maradona. There's no Zidane to express themselves. There's no Messi for all you guys. I think soccer started when Messi started playing. There's no Messi out there. Or it's just individual talent that's just like to get you out of your seat. There's nothing like that. You have to play within a system, which is what your friend Pep Guardiola brought into. Well, he says, everyone says he brought that into football, which he didn't. But anyways, he took a twist on what his club was doing and put a little twist and a wrinkle here and a wrinkle there, and now all of a sudden he invented football. But we've made these players into robots. You stand here, you stand here, you stand here, and don't start moving until this midfielder gets the ball. Then you cut in, and then when that guy cuts in, then you do that. It's predictable, and it's robotic. And when players get the ball and they don't make the right run, or whatever happens, and another player doesn't do something else, now they have to take another extra touches, and maybe they lose the ball. And now we're asking, what the hell's wrong with Odegaard? But you can see that there was a total change in the second half. And it kind of seemed like Martinelli was playing through the middle. I think it was Tony Cascarino. Was Tony Cascarino somewhat? Andy Townsend. Sorry, Tony Cascarino. Where did I get that from? Andy Townsend was the commentator today. And he was saying, I was screaming at the TV. Because we get into this possession based around the 18-yard box, and it goes side to side to side to side to side to side. It's easy to play against Arsenal like this. It's easy. It's easy. Arsenal did this in 10 against Manchester City. It was anti-football. Brentford did it today, and it was, they almost got a result from it. What I was screaming at the TV, and guys, God honest truth, screaming at the TV. Martin Odegaard is the only guy pressing the goalie or the center back. Everybody else is just chilling. So it's easy, one pass to the outside back, into the middle, they turn and they're out. Okay. If no one's going to press, just sit back. We have a hard time breaking down a low block. How do we get them out of a low block? We have to invite them out. We have to draw them out of their low block. So just back off. I know you want to press high and win the ball in 5 seconds and all of this. You don't have to. If Guardiola wants to do that, let him do that. Now look at the results, by the way. But if he wants to do that, let him do that. It's okay to just drop back. Drop back to center. Let everybody come out. And as soon as they hit center or in and around 40 yards out, or in and around there, then we hound them and we get the ball back. And there's all that space that we can play a ball over the top that Martinelli, Saka, Nwari, Havertz, Gabriel Jesus can run into. Look at the second half. How many half breakaways did we have? It was a totally different game because I believe they changed a little bit of the tactic in the second half. Mikel Arteta. When you're playing teams like this, like Liverpool won't do that, City won't do that. I mean, I don't know who else is in Chelsea. I don't know, whatever. But when you're playing teams like this, Everton's, the Southamptons, the Brentfords, they don't want to be embarrassed, guys. They're going to put 11 guys in the 18-yard box and say, beat us. It's going to take a Ronaldinho type skill move to get through all of that. And we don't have anybody on the team like that, if we want to be honest. So how do you break that down? You have to draw them out. Drop off to center. Let their players get in. Let their players get in our box. And then we win the ball there. And then we counter. I put my money on us to counter and score that rather than Brentford. And Brentford countered and scored the first shot they got on net. We sit down like we're prime Barcelona and say, okay, you're playing us. You have to adapt to what we're doing. We're not going to change. We're going to play the same way. You have to stop us because I've got Suarez, Messi, and Neymar up top. Good luck. And yes, to Xavi behind them. Good luck. And Busquets behind them. Good luck. You have to adjust to us. We don't, unfortunately, guys, we don't have that. We have to adjust to every game we're playing. We can't go in and play Liverpool the same way we play Brentford. Can't. We can't do that. Liverpool will allow you to Liverpool comes out and plays. So there's going to be spaces in places, and that's when we get our chances to score. Like we'll probably have more opportunities to score against a Chelsea or a Liverpool than we would a Brentford because they have 11 guys in the box. And shots have to come in from outside the 18-yard box. And shots from outside the 18-yard box have to be perfect to go in. Arsenal just need to drop back. That's it. Start as soon as they cross half, with their defenders crossing half with the ball, that's when you attack them. Because I'll put my money on any one of our attackers one-on-one with anybody on Brentford, in Brentford's defense. I would. Or Everton's defense. Or Southampton. Or Bournemouth. Or anyone, or Fulham. Or any of these other shit teams. I would put my money on our guys one-on-one with them. Every time. By the time Martinelli and Wari and Saka and those guys get the ball, they're already facing a double team because everybody's back. And then when they beat that double team, there's still 3 or 4 other guys that are in the way. Martinelli was a different player in the second half. Different player in the second half. And balls are being played over the top, and he's running onto them. He was dangerous. We'll get into it into the player ratings. But let's start with the player ratings now. At some point in the game, your goalie is going to have to make a, okay, I got you save. And he wasn't able to do this today. He actually almost let in a second goal with the ball going through his hands. At some point, your team needs my player made a mistake. I got you save from our goalie. Didn't get it today again. Didn't get it today. First goal was whatever. It shouldn't go in. Near post, it shouldn't go in. Guys, it should not go in. Giveaway by one of our most creative players on our team, which we'll get into it in his ratings. I don't know what's going on with Odegaard. So today, just based off that, we're going to give Ray. I didn't really have much to do after that. I mean, he almost let in a goal that I just talked about. He almost let in a goal. Some claims. His distribution was pretty good, actually. He threw one out to half field to just, I mean, he overthrew Martinelli. He overthrew him. He could have, if that goalie had let that ball bounce again, it probably would have went out on the touch line. Or sorry, on the end line. That's how far this guy threw that ball. That's impressive to me. But still gets a 6 from me for today. First start in a couple of weeks for this guy, Calafiori. I mean, rusty, maybe not up to snuff as far as the speed. Again, you have to get, when you're injured, coming from a different league and you get injured and you get up to speed and then you get injured for 4 or 5 games, you have to get that up to speed back again. I don't think he was up to speed today. Today, Calafiori gets a 6. In the middle, I mean, again, 8. Whatever. What did he do wrong today? I barely heard his name. What did he do wrong today? Nothing. It's an 8 as usual. Same for this guy. Heading the ball out, playing strong. 8 today. On the other side, Jury and Timber. What can we say? Again, we went in for him in the summertime 2 seasons ago, and nobody was interested. Nobody. You have to start questioning some people's scouting departments. Nobody was in for this guy. 30 mil. Bargain. Player. 8. Got a yellow card today, so he's going to miss the next game. I believe it's against Brighton. I think it's Brighton at the Emirates. So he won't be able to play there. But I'm happy with the backups that we have right now, because if Calafiori's okay for that game, we can still slot in Miles Skelly there, which was, you know, that's pretty good backup to have. Feel sorry for this guy. But anyways, getting into the midfield, man of the match. And again, if you've been watching shows for the last 4 or 5 shows, this guy could be man of the match every one of those games. Coming to an end of his contract, he should be able to get a 2-year contract from Arsenal. He's probably playing his best football now that he's played since he got to Arsenal. Doesn't give the ball away, calm under pressure, makes key tackles. He made the key tackle to win the ball back, which Odegaard gave away for the first goal. Took the shot on that was saved by the goalie, which Gabriel then headed into the net. I mean, man of the match today. He was keeping the ball ticking over, didn't make a mistake, calm under pressure, key tackles, key passes. What more can you say? Thomas Partey, 9 today, man of the match. In the middle beside him, Mikel Moreno. Mixed bag with this guy today. First half really didn't do much. Second half he was more involved, I believe. Scored the goal. Did his dad's celebration at the corner flag as well. I think after he scored his goal, he got into the game a little bit more. He was making himself a little bit more available to receive the ball. He was making the right passes. He was playing intricate 1-2s with guys. I think, confidence breeds confidence. You know what I mean? So in the second half, he played really, really well. But based off an average of the 2, I'm going to give him a 7 today. I don't know, guys. I don't know if he's still hurt. I don't know if he's not sleeping because he just had a baby. I don't know. We look at last year and we look at this year, what has changed? He got married, got a kid, he got injured. I'm not going to blame the first 2 things on his performance, but I think, and this is just me, I don't have any inside information or anything, I think he's still injured. I think he's coping with the injury. I think it's, we need you in the push run. You got to play. Because I don't know, man. It's just like the stuff that he was doing last season and in the beginning of this season was just, he picked up where he left off last season. He could have been player of the season for Arsenal last year. And I don't see that player at all. At fault for the first goal. Everybody wants to blame Calafiori, for not closing him down, letting him Mbeumo cut in. Everybody wants to blame Gabriel for not backing up Calafiori properly. Everybody wants to blame Raya for letting him score low near post. Ridiculous. I mean, and you can pick apart things like that. No problem. But the first mistake started with Martin Odegaard giving the ball away. Last year, this guy was in the talks for man of the match every game. This season, I don't think one time he's been. He gets a 6 today. He came on a little bit better, I guess. He wants to play 1-2 passes and flicks and tricks and over the top and stuff. Even those balls were off today. Played a couple over the top, scoop passes over the top to Timber, straight out of bounds. I don't know what's going on, guys. Honestly, I think he's hurt still. I think he's still hurt. And maybe at the end of the season he'll come out and say, yeah, I mean, like, I came back too early. But today he gets a 6. First start for Ethan Nwaneri today. There was points in the first half. It looked like he'd been playing for years. Looks like a veteran out there. He played a pass, I think it was into Martin Odegaard between 3 players today. A little dink scoop pass into Martin Odegaard's running path today. Like, fantastic player today. Didn't get a lot of chances to score. Was in and around the play when Gabriel Jesus scored. But all in all, I say a good debut for him for his first Premier League start. I'm going to give him a 7. No Kai Havertz today. I was surprised to see this guy. Like, this is the Gabriel Jesus from the last 4 or 5 games. This is the Gabriel Jesus I thought we were getting from Man City. When he first started the first game against Leicester, I believe it was. Was it Leicester? In his first season with us, he took down a ball. If you guys remember, he took down a ball over the top. Unbelievable. And he was great that season. And that's the guy I thought, okay, we have our striker. We don't need to go and get our striker. And then the past couple of years, I don't know, through injury and even the beginning of this season, it's just been, if you want to go, just go. But the last 4 or 5 games, I don't know. He got confidence, and now he's just banging goals in for fun. And I know he scored a hat-trick against Crystal Palace. Not big competition there. Again, a team fighting in the lower half of the table. But you still got to bang them in. But those goals breed confidence. And now we have confidence going into other games. That's a big goal he scored today, the 1-1 goal. It's a big goal he scored. So today he gets an 8. Fantastic performance. He was out there running, battling. We're back to this playing high balls into a guy that's probably 5'11", and the defender's 6'4", and we're playing high balls into him. Control it and turn and let's go. He's not going to be able to win most of them, but whatever. He's still battling and fighting and getting into the right spots to score goals. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn right now because it's like, well, you're playing well as a striker now, but we still need a striker, don't we? And now Mikel Arteta is playing him, and it's just like he's banging in goals now. So some people are probably looking at it, oh, we don't need a striker. We got Gabriel, but I think we still need a striker. I don't know because once the transfer window closes and the goals dry up for him again, if we decide to say that he's our striker because he scored 10 goals in 12 games, and we're not going to go out and get a striker this year, and then when the window closes and he dries up again, what do we do? But this is what Mikel Arteta and whoever the new sporting director is, they have to figure that out. But he gets an 8 today. There's no way you can keep this guy out of the lineup for now anyway. He's got to start up top. Sorry, Kai. I don't know what Kai Havertz does when he comes in. Maybe you put him in the midfield and rest Rice or Partey. I don't know, but you can't move Havertz or Jesus for Havertz. Maybe you put Havertz in the middle. Well, now that Saka's hurt, you could put Havertz in the middle and move Jesus to the wing, probably. That would probably be the best. But then Wari doesn't start then. Maybe Martin Trossard doesn't start then. Maybe Martinelli doesn't start and you put Trossard on the other side, whatever. You have a whole bunch of options you can do. But he has to be on the field. And I know Mikel Arteta's going to want Kai Havertz on the field as well. So they have to be on together. So anyways, he gets an 8 today. And then finally, rounding off the starting lineup, this guy, first half, again, guys, I've said it a million times, so predictable, man. He's going to put his head down. He's going to try to get to the byline. He's going to try to cross it. The only good thing about this season when he tries to do that and it gets blocked is our corners are incredible. Another set piece from a corner today that we scored. So that's the bonus, that we get a corner out of it and we can possibly score off that. But again, giving him that bad rating in the first half. In the second half, I was thinking about it when I saw him playing up them through the middle and having that space. I was more like, yeah, I think the system is too structured for a player like that. He's not one of these guys that's just, you can't run until he gets the ball and then you can't cut in until that happens and you can't do this until that. I think he's one of those guys that just needs to play. Just run around the place and just play. Sniff the ball out and be there. And I think that's what I think for a couple of minutes or maybe even more, maybe even 8-10 minutes, I believe he was playing up through the middle or was just the furthest guy up top. And we played a numerous amount of balls over the top to him and he got to all of them. So I don't know if it's the formation and the instruction, the structure. I don't know. Maybe there is a player in there. We're just watching the death of creativity in football. Thank you, you know who. But yeah, like different first. His goal, the goal he scored was class. Different from the first half, very different from the first half. He still gets a 7. He's been pulling 6s the last 3 or 4 games, and 6 is being nice. Then he gets a solid 7. I was going to give him an 8 today just for the goal, but there were some points in the first half where it was just like, take him on, skin him. He actually did. I was screaming at the TV in the second half. He had somebody one-on-one. We played a ball down the wing. He had someone one-on-one, and he actually did try to take him on. So there's that. So he gets a 7 today, a high 7. Trust me, guys, it's good. Coming off the bench, we had Jorginho coming in for, I believe he came in for Odegaard. He made him captain. Not enough time to really do anything out there. Declan Rice came in as well for, I believe, Mikel Moreno. Again, not enough time to do anything out there. You're resting players. I think we go again on Saturday. It's Wednesday today. We go again on Saturday. So trying to get some guys some rest during this period. So not really much to report with that. Trossard came in as well. That was a shock to me. I didn't even know he came in. But he was on the field a little bit again. Not enough time to really do anything out there. Just give these guys a break and a little bit of a run out for some of these guys. This would be a great game for Sterling to come into and maybe even start, but injured. I don't know what's going on in training. Miles Skelly came in for Calafiori. Again, none of the subs did enough to warrant any ratings today. Not enough time, really. And the last guy that came in, I believe, was this guy. This guy came in for Jesus, I believe. I saw a little blonde guy up top, and I was like, who the hell is that? What's Zinchenko doing all the way up there? And then I realized he came in for Gabriel Jesus. He's playing up top. And then he moved on one of the wings, so he's playing on one of the wings. As long as he's not in my defense, I'm good with that. So, guys, that's the player ratings for the Arsenal versus Brentford game that we just witnessed. 3-1 win to Arsenal. I think we're 6 points back of Liverpool now. It's going to be tough, guys. Going to be tough. I told you maybe 4 or 5 shows ago, and we've only gained 2 points on them from 5 games. So how are we going to make up the other 6? We do have a game against them, so there's 3 there that we could possibly pick up. But what about the other 3? We have to hope that Manchester United can beat Liverpool. We have to hope that Southampton can pull an upset. We have to hope that we did it to ourselves, guys. We did it to, and they have a game in hand. We did it to ourselves. Everton, Bournemouth, the other game that we drew, or maybe even lost, I don't even remember anymore. Last year, I can't remember. Yeah, so it's going to be tough, guys. It's going to be tough. Again, the rant from a couple of shows ago. I'm tired of second place. Been there, done that. It's enough now. Transfer window's open. Let's see what Arsenal does. I don't know if they're going to do anything, but if you can get players, if you can get a striker in, my preference would be Isak. I know Newcastle's stamped a $150 million fee on his head. No one's paying that. If the player says he wants to go, no, that'll be lowered. Gyökeres from Sporting as well, out there. Dusan Vlahovic from Juve, out there. And I've rated those. I've put those guys in order of expensive to the cheapest you're probably going to get, which is Vlahovic at maybe 60 million in the winter if he wants to leave Juve. But guys, that's it. If you're not subscribed to our show on YouTube, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Get the thumbs up. Hit the bell. You'll get notified every time there's a new show. If you're not subscribed on the podcasting platforms such as Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Player FM, we're on all of those. We're on all of those popular podcast platforms. If you haven't subscribed to any one of those, definitely do that. So guys, again, I believe we go again on Saturday, 12:30 against Brighton. If I'm mistaken, I'm sorry, but I believe that's who we play at the Emirates. So we got to go in there and get, actually, no, it's not at the Emirates. We played Brighton at the Emirates already. I believe it is at the Amex. because the Brighton game was where João Pedro kicked the ball 50 yards down the field, didn't get a yellow, and then Declan Rice got hit with the ball. The ball went 2.5 centimeters and got his second yellow and got sent off. That was at the Emirates. So, yeah, so it's probably at the Amex. If it is Brighton, I believe it's Brighton. But guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next show. Come on, you Gunners.